Well, I think we're here. G'day, Oggy.
G'day. How's it
G'day.
going?
All good.
You're awake?
I'm awake. Sort of.
I'm,
Uh,
I'm winding down my day, so.
they all know we're faking it. We've all been playing games already. But yeah. IJ Sherwin. G'day, new name. Good to see you along. Good afternoon from the biggest prison in the world. I don't know. I thought America was.
You in Australia?
Oh, actually, America has the biggest prison population, but Australia has the biggest prison. Is that what it is? Mr. Mitch,
I think they're just saying.
good afternoon. Yeah. Go on, Oggy. What was your?
Oh, I just think you're just saying that all of Australia is a prison right now due to the whole condition.
Yeah. Well, nobody can leave Australia, from what I understand, unless, of course, it's an expatriation flight. But I think
it's funny. Florida in the U.S. is saying, everything can just go back to normal. It's like, what? Are you an idiot?
Well, this is part of
the governor of Florida, because he's wanting to get the money for the Super Bowl.
Well, I wonder about the validity of all the numbers, but from what I can see over the last couple of months, is there's this thing that they call the second wave, yet people aren't dying. They're getting the flu. But anyway, that's just my opinion. America's about ready to go into the cold season now, so I wonder how that's going to hold up. Anyway, yeah. George, g'day. Visa thing is a real joke for Thailand. You tell me about it. Well, we're gonna have a bit of a, like, as I said to Hockey before we started, like, it's a 5-minute discussion, which we're going to drag on for 2 hours. Starting with, I got to cut a few articles. I've got to find where the articles are again. So,
are you saying we get to beat a dead horse?
I don't know. It's all on the news everywhere you go. Well, let me see if I can get this thing positioned properly and get my big mug out of the way. Yep, so Thai Examiner. They usually do a good write-up, so open that in a new tab. Shared on Facebook. Thanks IJ. So that's great. Share it out there and get people joining in. Visa amnesty to end with 30-day extensions on application as the focus moves to long stay visa holder. So there's different reports of the amount of people trying to get these visas. Basically, if I read through this, I'd probably sort of say the same thing I'm going to say. They're giving because they had the amnesty. So now they're offering a visa extension. Didn't matter what visa you came on, right? I think there's predominantly tourist visas, but the visa you came on, they're offering a 30-day extension tourist visa sort of thing on your visa. And again, this is all information that's a bit hard to sort of pin down as well. But what it means is the fact that you're in the country today on an expired. This is the last day you can be in the country without a valid visa. And really that's what it's coming down. It's a valid visa. What's the valid visa you have, right? And is it invalid because it's expired and you've just been sitting on the amnesty, right? The amnesty finishes today. So you're either got to, get a letter from your embassy stating the fact that there's no repatriation flights going into the country and the risk of catching the virus, right, is high, right? But basically, it's a letter from your embassy just to say you can't come home, and pretty much all the embassies are giving that information, right, and allowing that. Well, from what I understand, it's fairly straightforward to get that letter. I don't know what the costs are involved, but then of course you've got to match up a couple of other things as well. We'll find what they actually say here. But the problem is the fact that people have left it to the last minute. Maybe that's why I had a bit of delay. G'day, Stephen, and George Stoyles as well. G'day. So maybe that's why I did my visa renewal on the 16th. That's probably why the queues were a bit on the long. People coming in to try to get those extensions done anyway. people trying to beat the queues, because I wouldn't have thought there'd be that many people in Changwatara sort of doing their extensions, unless of course it was the same. I can only gather that the L queue was the same queue for bringing those letters in to get a visa, to get a visa extension, especially, because this is what they're talking about. It's a visa. It's a visa extension, which should be the L queue in Changwatara, so that's probably why it was so many people there, or why they had the second queue, because we had the L1 and L2 queue, right? So the L1 might have been people who had valid visas, and the L2 queue might have been the invalid visas. Basically, still it meant the fact that there's so many people in there trying to get visa extensions. Such is life. Anyway, we'll read this article in a minute. The visa thing is a real joke. Yes, it's CV19, the biggest scam in the world. Yeah, you're right. Well, scam or not, look, there's difference of opinions. That there is something going on out there, and we don't know what it is. And unfortunately, without a complete, revolt of the population and going against the people with the guns, right, you have to toe the line, because that's what it comes down to. The fact that it's, civil war is civil war, right? The people with the guns will win, right? And in America, that might be possible. There could be a civil war. There's more civilians carrying guns than there is the armed forces, right? And that's a very possible sort of outcome if people actually got up and rose against the government. In Australia, well, they took all the guns off us in Australia, so the people with the guns will win. What can you do there? Well, you can make pipe bombs or whatever else, but it's not going to really do much good. The real problem is the fact that Australia is sort of going backwards. I just noticed the fact that the Australian dollars has suddenly dropped. I don't know what that's about. I think people are moving money off back into America for some reason. What have we got in currency here? So we were up at 22.8 at the beginning of this week. Now it's back down to 22.2. Slack. I was going to transfer some money this week, but anyway, such is life. The visa situation, yeah, Steve, is farcical, made worse by the political instability of the country. And lack of information, lack of education, lack of everything. Richie, g'day, how you doing? Wazza, yeah. Everybody's very windy in Sydney, is it? Okay. But yes, I'm not sort of here nor there with the whole. Basically, we're in Thailand. People want to be in Thailand for a number of reasons. One, because pretty much we don't have any virus here, and secondly, is the fact that it's a great place to live. People don't want to leave. Boston over, g'day, how you doing? Yeah, so what are they sort of saying? The examiners are saying here, foreign embassies will provide, well, I don't know whether that's a guaranteed provision, but will provide required letters, but only where appropriate according to the UK mission, as certain financial facilities are being offered to both American and British nationals who cannot afford to purchase flights home. The new 30-day extension must be applied for on each occasion, supported by documentation on the grounds that either ill health or that the foreign national is unable to return home. Right, so it's fairly easy to get it, but whether you've got the time to go into the, I don't know what you're going to do if you're, in the middle of Isan. You got to run down to the embassy, because they won't have an embassy in Isan, will they? So it's a bloody 2-day trip, there and back again, and stand in the queues and all that sort of stuff. Could be a bit of a challenge. But again, we always look at the situation, don't we? We all look at it from a Westerner point of view. Like I'm still getting daily reports of the illegal border crossings, or what they call the natural border crossings that happen around the edges of Thailand, especially from Myanmar. My most recent case, a 2-year-old who's gone back to Myanmar with his parents. He was the parents were working in Utia, whether that was legally or illegally working in Utia, we don't really know. I haven't really found that part of the information. But then, of course, they decided to go home, and they didn't use a border crossing. They've just gone and crossed through the forest, right? And there are these what they call off the beaten way tracks, and they could have caught the virus anywhere from Kanchanaburi, which is I think Tat. They think they went through Tat probably, and then they've got all that they're meeting all those people before they get back to civilization. Any one of those people could have had the virus to obviously give it to the 2-year-old kid who's obviously tested positive, because they've done testing here in Utia and all the places they could have possibly gone on the way through, and nobody else has got it. So it's a bit of a strange one, that one, but it still goes as those numbers. A senior immigration police officer in Phuket has asked those with long-term visas in Thailand dependent on income requirements to consider holding off filing for renewals until after the middle of September, suggesting that there may be a dispensation coming down the line because of the I don't even know that word. Exogenesis? I don't know. Created by excessive use of whatever. What does that word mean anyway? I've never seen that word before. Don't even know how to say it. A pressure or urgent situation. How does it pronounce? Oggy, help me. How do you?
Exigency.
Exigency. There you go. New word for the day. There we go. That'll stump some people. I'm terrible with these big words.
Exigencies. It's
Never heard of it.
From exigent.
I've never heard it used before. There you go.
Somebody got themselves a new thesaurus when they were typing.
Somebody got themselves a thesaurus. They wanted to have a... Yeah, they could have said it. But anyway, on Thursday, the Deputy Commissioner of the Immigration Bureau touched also on the plight of long-term visa holders behind the Kingdom's borders, as he announced that the visa amnesty will end on 26, but the 30-day extensions can be applied for on certain criteria, supported either by a medical certificate or an embassy letter. So a medical certificate is also another way you can get the extension. The Immigration Bureau this week indicated that foreigners still in Thailand were, when the visa amnesty expires, may apply for extensions on a case-by-case basis. The announcement was made at the press conference on Thursday at Immigration Bureau headquarters, blah blah blah. Yeah, so yeah. The funny thing is, of course, all the queues that were. I've sort of seen some of these images of the people trying to get out of the. I think what was his name? Can't remember now. But yeah, I've seen a few photos of the people trying to get out of the country, which was quite funny. They did have photos, immigration police, immigration provide extended after visiting. It's the biggest news item in Thailand right now, and I'd love to sort of see some live footage of what the airport looks like today when people trying to get out of the country and there's no flights. I think it's quite funny. But yeah, a lot of people in sort of the problem with this extension is the fact that a lot of people in the country right now can't get these extensions, and they're all trying to get back home through whatever means possible, because they're going to throw you in jail. We've already got overcrowded jails here at the moment, but basically it means you can be thrown in jail because of it. George still everywhere batshit crazy. The whole place has gone batshit crazy. It really has. So we'll see. Bossa Nova's just joined. Yes, there you go. Must be hiding under a rock. Exactly, Andy. Yeah, well, so, I've got virus software on my computer. I don't think I'll catch it. Theosaurus. So I'm so like it, Charlie. So, yeah, right, okay. I watched a vlog, what's Stevenson saying? I watched a vlog where a dog tries to frantically dig a hole on the beach, but the tide keeps falling in. And that metaphor for for the situation, exactly, Stephen. It's just, I think it's all about saving face now, right? And people just don't want to be sort of caught out as, the bullshit that they've had to deal with. I just look at the fact that if the world just did, that's it, we'll just do what Thailand did. Hindsight's a great thing, but if we just did what Thailand did, then of course it'll be all over and done with. No, everybody wants to do their own thing, and every government wants to use it for their own advantage, to suppress the populations or whatever. Because that's what it looks like in Australia right now. It looks like it's the introduction of the police state. And we've been sort of saying this for years. I remember sort of coming back to, flying back with Chanya on her second trip back to Australia. Because on her passport, Mr. Chanya comes in, right? They singled us out in the what do you call it, the customs, and they wanted to fucking look at everything. They wanted to look at your photos on your phone, whatever's on your computer. It was like, and that was then. That was 10 years ago. Really? I'm here with my partner here. I'm trying to get back into Australia. I'm a naturalised citizen of Australia. It was just because her birth certificate. They just, they automatically assume the worst. That was even 10 years ago. Police state. These days now, I think they can legally take your phone and have you unlock it. They just asked me politely if I would unlock my phone, which I did. And they asked me about my computer. I said the batteries are dead at the moment, but you can plug it in. They said it's all right, but batteries weren't dead, but they would have got probably 3 or 5 minutes out of the computer. They wouldn't have been able to do much. But they didn't get too far with it. But that was then. Now I believe that you're going into the country. If you're going into Australia these days, what you're better off doing is you get a burner phone. You upload all your shit to fucking Google, right? Keep all the stuff in the cloud. Get your own private cloud. There's a few private clouds there. I don't know if you can get 50 gig storage on this one here. Log into Mega. That was the guy that got busted a few years ago. You probably can't see that, can you? Because I'm in the way of that one now. Where is it? Mega. Log into Mega. I haven't got my Mega account password there. But yes, this is a guy that got busted a few years back, for having all the video online. They've confiscated all his computers. He now operates out of New Zealand. But you get 50 gig free here, and that's secured account. It's it's encrypted. Everything, all the data's encrypted. You keep it on there. Keep all your stuff where they can't touch it, and just remember your password. Wipe your phone before you come to Australia, right? Then they can look at your phone. There's nothing on it. There you go. They might they can't legally ask you for your secure passwords in the cloud. They'll need a court order for that, but they can definitely ask you for your phone to unlock your phone. So that's how you do it. Fucking just get all the stuff off your phone, fucking put it up in the cloud, do a phone wipe, and then come through the border. That's about the only safe way to do it. Stop them looking into your private history. So where do you catch Warren? Exactly. I don't think there's any flights out, is there? Thai Airways. I don't even think you can even sort of get anything. There's nothing from nothing this week. So if you're going to Sydney, you get no chance. I don't even know how you'd find flights. Honestly, it's a bit of a mystery to me. That's it. Where's your destination? There must be some sort of resource, or you got to go and get them to look on the computer system. You should find out. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here. Mr. Yes, I'm fine. A big guy just off the Mr. Mitch. I was working. Mark Vidua. G'day, Mark. How you doing? I was working offshore from Malaysia. I had a PC and phone checked Port Melbourne about 6 years ago as well. Yeah, so Australia's become a police state. It's just I don't know why anybody would even consider Australia as a destination to go anywhere. Right? But hey, such is life. I'm glad I'm not in there anymore. I have no intention of going back to Australia. Just got to keep it in a position where I don't get kicked out of the country, because I don't think I'll ever get back to Thailand. That's for certain. First thing, get rid of passwords, Stephen. That's how if we could trust everybody, why not? Yeah, we could trust a few people not to use our passwords. Yeah. Victoria wants to bring in a law. If you're suspected or even think of breaking the rules, you can be arrested. Well, I saw some videos a couple of weeks ago of one guy who's a social media personality, saying he was going to go and attend a rally or something, right? He was going to, and he actually said on his stream, I don't recommend anybody else do this. And they bustling his door down six hours later and took him away. What? Just because you said he was going to do something? It's just become ridiculous down there in Victoria. It absolutely is. And again, unfortunately, the police get paid by the government. And police have to do the job that they get paid to do. What we need to do, we need to be ransacking the governments and kicking him out of office some way. That's the cost of a bullet. Might be a good start anyway. Robert Mark in Asia, g'day. Good to have you join us, Robert. Haven't heard from you for a while. How's the lockdown going in I think you're in Texas, aren't you? Where does Robert live again? Possible to come to the stream. That's up to Stephen. Stephen's still having to deal with issues at home, and he just feels he's just in the wrong headspace for verbal chat. He can be a bit more careful with typing things than he can with verbal conversation, I guess.
He's saying he might spew.
He might just have a bit of a rant going on. Well, we're having a bit of rant now about Victoria, aren't we? But actually, we went out on Thursday night with the boys. We had a boys' night out. First time in a long time, and actually a couple of the guys there in the meetings said, give up on your Bangkok inside of it is what we want. We want Wazza's Rants. start a new side program called Wazza's Rants. I don't know. I don't think I rant that much. I have an opinion on a lot of things.
Or how about what's Wazza going to complain about today? There we go.
It's got to be a catchy title. Wazza's Rants. That's what we need. I said, well, I do that on Saturday morning. That's good enough for me. William Poole, good morning. How you doing? What's our view? What's our where's the page? I'm going to go and just check to make sure we've got people liking the stream so far, because these slackers don't do that. Oh, 8 likes.
There's only 9. 9 likes, 30 watching.
Slackers. Damn slackers. I have to sack my audience, get a new audience.
It's difficult to push that button, Warren.
No, it's just...
you got to find it.
Oh, don't start with me. Chanya's off, we had the death in the family 100 days ago, the grandfather. She's off this morning to this. I didn't even know that. Part of the ritual of death, when it gets to those sort of senior years, there is actually a special ceremony held 100 days after death. I thought that was quite interesting. Um, the Thais really do have a sort of a reverence for their deceased, although he's been put to sea, as they say. They take the part of the ritual is they take the ashes and they sprinkle them in the Tarchan River. So that was done 90 days ago after the cremation. I didn't attend. I think they wanted to do it on a Saturday morning. I said, no, I'm doing a live stream. And again, they're off to do this 100-day ceremony out to the local temple as well. I said, darling, I do live stream Saturday morning. Not that I don't really know the guy. I do out of respect and things like that. But they got to understand the fact that I don't understand the ritual. Right, I'm just sitting there I'm just basically a mantelpiece item. The whole ritual's in Thai. All I can do is just bow my head for an hour while they do all the prayers. It's almost a pointless exercise, and I've made that known to her. I said, like, if it was in English, then I would be more inclined to go. But I did the wake thing. We went to the temple for those few days. I made my presence known, but outside that, the rest of it's just all it's placation to make everybody in the family happy. I don't need to make anybody happy. I just need to make Chanya happy. That's all. And she understands the fact that I'm just sitting there as a token gesture of, for a part of the family that there's a little bit of animosity between, because the split up and the remarriage and everything else. It's the iffy side of the family. For some reason, there's bad blood there, and nothing to do with me. Asia, hello, brother. Yeah, there we go. Still sounds like Kermit the Frog, but thank you. I sound like Kermit the Frog. Fair enough. Yeah, so no, George, she might be popping her face in and showing her breasts this morning. She usually bends down and gives a little bit of look down her cleavage. Alas, that's the way it goes. And I just lost my place. Why does it do that? Why do you just lose my place? Look at Julian Assange, visa issues, lockdown, close. Look at Julian Assange, visa issues, lockdown, closed borders. The world has gone mad. Worse than George Orwell ever imagined. Exactly. But how do you control a population, on a planet with 7.5 billion people, and everybody wants to do their own shit? There are pros and cons to the whole thing. We've let corporations, take over the necessities of life. People earning a living. Right, and now we sort of invest our money in those corporations, to get more money. And, it's a crazy world we live in. Thankfully, I've only got 10 to 15 left to go, so I don't have to worry about it from then. I'm still looking forward to being uploaded. I want to live in the cloud. It says authoritarianism has no soul. Yes, Warren, exactly. What was the Tom Cruise movie about stopping crime in the future before it happened?
Minority Report.
Minority Report, yes. They could have done so much more with that movie, but basically it was always, there was always somebody at the top that was abusing the system. And that's really the way it works, isn't it? There's always abuse at the top of the system, and that never gets, look at the Red Bull, the Red Bull issue here, he was charged, fled the country, then all of a sudden something happened, and those charges were dropped. Now those people who dropped the charges are under scrutiny, and I think some of them have already been moved sideways in the judiciary system, right? And the charges have been reinstated, and they've added new charges. God.
Did you see where Big Joke is suing to get his job back?
I saw the Big Joke one. Yes, Big Joke. Yeah, he's suing to get his. Well, I don't think he wants his job back. He's suing for wrongful dismissal. But I don't think he wants his job back. I didn't actually get that impression from reading the article. that he actually wants his job back. He wants compensation, right? And it's all about the compensation, not the job. Western countries getting more like police states every year. Yeah. Oh, look, I have no doubt that Thailand will go down that path as well. Simply because of the fact that it's very hard to control a population. People want to do their thing. At least here in Thailand, we quite often bring this sort of situation to bear, which is the fact that it's a Wild West. There's a whole bunch of laws, but they hardly ever get enforced. But at some stage, those laws will come into being enforced in the sort of same way that we do in the West, because people abuse that privilege of you're not hurting anybody, then just it's okay. That's the way it sort of works over here. The way I read it anyway, is the fact that ride down the street without a helmet on. Who you're hurting. If you fall off, you're going to smash your own head. Well, okay, you might hurt the financial system of the medical practitioners that have to deal with the injury, and you get left-footed. You have to foot a bill at the end of it. And it might be sort of local family. Might have to, if you have brain injury, then they've got to sort of spoon feed you for the rest of your life. But ultimately, who does it hurt? Exactly in the West, we get sort of so up and you must wear your seatbelt. You must do this, you must do that. Yeah, it's just for your own good. But honestly, it's your life. If you want to take that risk, if it's not hurting somebody else, then just get off your high horse. It's when it hurts somebody else. Why aren't we throwing the bankers in jail? That hurt more people than somebody not wearing a frickin' seatbelt. It's that's the way I read it anyway. But unfortunately, don't wear a seatbelt in Australia. That's it. Was it $500 fine, $400 fine now, and 3 points off your license? But you can bankers can make you go. They can get away with bloody murder, and nothing gets done to them. It's bloody ridiculous. Mr. Mitch, you did the thummy thing. Good on you, Mr. Mitch. That's what you like to see. The numbers looking any better now. We got 14. Well, I'm going to do a page refresh there. 14, still not enough thumbs up yet. Geez, I don't know, slackers. I was at the pub before I got a little couple tunnel going on here. It hurts the head after the. It hurts. Scrolling on. It hurts the head after a while not being able to speak Thai. So many occasions just go over your head. Well, that's it. I've got a grasp on what they talk about. The girls talk about downstairs when they talk, downstairs, and keep them on their toes. The fact that I'll actually answer them sometimes. Sometimes I just, again, like if you have a bunch of women in your house, do you actually sit down and even if they spoke English, do you listen to their conversation? It's just girl talk. I don't think boys.
No, I don't. I don't even listen to you.
You don't even listen to me. That's right. Yeah. So I don't really pay much attention. It's I have enough Thai to get by, and that's about all I really care for. I love the way Thai immigration couches their ineptness under the banner of Amnesty, as though they were doing us a favour. Yeah, well, that's one of the things I guess you could say. It's but really came down to the fact that how do you deal with the fact that these people here can't go home, and they're stuck in Thailand. The visa rules are visa rules, again it comes down to the rules are there, and unfortunately, so there's no real tracking of foreigners when they come in on those tourist visas. unlike us, where we've got the 90-day reporting and everything else. And that's the thing that really was highlighted a couple of months ago, is the fact that, you know, all these tourists that came in, right, they've had this amnesty, but nobody knows where the hell they are. You know, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. The TM30s and changing hotels and everything else is not being, you know, that was a flash in the pan last year. It's not being really well enforced this year. And, you know, they got these fancy cars that run around, and, you know, if you look like a foreigner, then they'll ask to see all your details. But again, it was just more work for the Thais. What they should have done is the fact that, okay, rather than give an amnesty, sort of just do a visa extension. We will allow visa extensions on request, you know, and would have solved the problem. It would have kept everybody going back to immigration every 30 days, and then, you know, clogging up the system that way, I guess. Well, now it's been clogged up even more, but it's been clogged up not only there, it's been clogged up at the what do you call it, the embassies as well, to get these letters. Stan wants to torture for lungs again, yeah. Right. 99 Luftballons. Agree. Started overpaid pigs. Yeah, tell me about it. Western countries, too many rules and corrupt politicians. Well, it's all about the money, Andy. You know, I just have this attitude: the fact that anytime something's going wrong, just follow the money. Where does the buck stop? You know, and you can usually find out what the underlying the underlying reason for anything. Yep, fines are just not taxation. Warren said, my sister almost fell out of the car back when seatbelts were worn, were not worn. Seatbelts have their thing. Like, you know, if you're in a racing car and those harnesses, you know, if you're going to put a seatbelt on, you make it a freaking harness. That's a security device. These things that they call seatbelts, it's a mind control device. You know? And now, of course, all the cars got airbags, and, like, you know, you get, if you have an accident, you get bonked in the face with the little cap that comes off, and then, you know, whiplash from the cushion hitting the back of the seat. But again, it's, you know, I suppose it does help. The numbers support the fact that they help support the success rate of surviving an injury. I don't know why we're so hell bent on sort of, you know, saving everybody. The governments of the world are so hell bent on making rules to save everybody, yet they're the first to put freaking, you know, honest to goodness citizens in front of a firing line, you know, in a war somewhere. Right? It's like a complete oxymoron, you know. My mum's arms was seat. I remember sort of my grandmother sort of was in an accident, had a seatbelt, and she had a bruise right across here, you know, and it, you know, broke a couple of ribs. You know, she survived, but, you know, whether she would have died at the time, I don't know. She was sort of 68 years old when the accident happened. She never drove after that again, anyway. So. George, so this is the thing, yeah, Thailand is, yeah, this is the biggest conversation we got on this thing right now. Thailand opening up the borders for the rich. They're actually talking about reducing the 14-day quarantine down to 7 days. Well, that's in the discussions at the moment, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to fly. You know, there's too many people having too many discussions about what's going to work. Without a complete reversal of their situation and letting people come in and just let's bring the tourists back, nothing's going to work, because quite frankly, the people with the money are probably not really going to fly anyway. They don't have that much want to go to Thailand. You know, as a holiday destination, and sort of be under the sort of you know, the watchful eye of everybody that, you know, that on the streets. it's Thailand was one of those sort of things. It was a nice place to come when you were just one of the crowd, and nobody keeps an eye on you. Now coming over, they're going to. The only people that are coming in now are the people with money. Well, guess what that's going to bring? That's going to bring a whole new industry. It's called theft. These people are in the country. They got money. Yeah, we know who to target now. It's the whole thing's just gone completely crazy. I don't know what we're going to do about it. Oh, Johnny Siham's in the house. What's Johnny Siam up to these days? Good morning, Johnny. We need a JS rant. Johnny Siam rant. Come on, Johnny. Come on to the Discord. Come on, give us a rant. And Peter Klob, g'day. How you doing? Right, okay, I think we're caught up. Well, CV Media has a video of crazy speed drifting cars. Yeah, he's actually a good show. I like CV Media. I met him. Met CB. What's his name? Chad. I met Chad at Susie's bar. I think January. Seems like a likable sort of guy. That was before he got that what they call the long-tail boat. There was a long-tail boat ride that he did. That was the one that really set his channel off. And of course, I think he followed up a few days later or a few weeks later with this a pickup truck, a diesel pickup that had 5 turbos on it. Honestly, Thailand, it's a bit crazy when it comes to that shit. Street legal. What is street legal? What's happening here? Well, not much happening, Peter. It's I just do the Saturday morning thing to keep in touch with people and make sure that any questions that people have got specifically that they throw my way. But I think more of the questions get asked between people on the chat rather than asking me what my opinion is. So some people ask me what my opinion is, but most of the time it's just chatting amongst yourselves. It's a chat forum for a couple of hours where you can all sort of bounce ideas off each other. I'm just the host, hopefully, but we're not having many people join the Discord lately. I don't know why. Don't forget there's a link in the description down below for the Discord channel if you want to come and have a chat. You're quite welcome. We don't have any sort of overarching rules. We don't get to see your face. If you get a bit narcissistic, then we might just mute you. That's about it. But other than that, you're quite free to come on. I know Oggie's flying to where you got to. How many SU are you out on the game at the moment, Oggie? He's disappeared again. He probably does hear me, but he's playing a game. Yep, he's in Dual Universe. That's our latest game, is Dual Universe. If you haven't, there's a couple of things on my gaming page. There were a couple of streams I did. If you want to know what it's about. You are still taller than Robert Mack. You are still taller, Robert Mack, than most of you. Okay. Mr. Robert, we got to the bottom of the... Yep. And then Stephen's joined us. G'day, Stephen. How you doing? Stephen might have told us just to, like I said, set the head record from hospital needs. Okay, right. Thomas Ogden, 120 SU out from Tiama, yeah. William Poole, are you finding price rises in Thailand? That's a good question. I haven't noticed, but I suppose there has been a price rise in one respect, the fact that I've got a bit lazy in the fact that I 2 or 3 days a week I'll order from Grab, so I'm paying a delivery fee for my food, which I could quite easily go and get myself, So there's a bit of a price rise in that. And like Tukla D, which is the eatery that's on Foodland, because of the fact that their Thai menus in English, I can try a few, try a bit of this and try a few other different Thai dishes, which I could probably get on the street if Chanya was with me, but I need Chanya to verify that what I was ordering was what I was getting, because it's all in Thai. So I got there's three eateries on the street that I regularly eat at for Thai food, and they know me now, and they know my Australian Thai, what I'm looking for, and that helps. So, that eatery there, I'll order this or that, and then that eatery I'll order this or that, and that eatery I'll order this or that. I got my picks of foods. But yeah, so for other Thai dishes, because of the fact that I don't know where to get it on the street, or whether I would actually buy it on the street or take them in a plastic bag, I'd actually just ring up Tukla D, I'd order Tukla D. So an example, Kalpat Mool, right, which is pork fried rice, you can get for 40 baht down on the street. But if I was to get it from Tukla D, I'm going to pay 85 baht, because it's Tukla D. It's one of those sort of places. Plus an additional 22 baht was the delivery fee. So it is more expensive in that way. But general prices, I haven't sort of seen any overall price gouging in any way. It seems that the pricing levels of everything seem quite reasonable. And what else is there? What other price? No, I can't really sort of point a finger on a daily price rise situation. Even to the fact that we haven't had to pay a rental increase this year on this property. Normally we got every year up until this year we've had 500 baht a month increase in our rental. She hasn't done it this year. I don't know why I didn't ask questions. You price rise, no price rise, another 500 baht. I wasn't going to move out for 500 baht, but this year we do hope to get the property. They can rebuild him. We have the technology. Oh God, most Franks will starve without 7-Eleven and Family Mart. And definitely there's been no price rises that or market price rises in the 7-Eleven that I could really sort of point a finger at. You go into the, buying sort of fresh chicken, fresh pork from the supermarket, all seems to be sort of around the, 85 baht a kilo for chicken, and I think 120 baht for pork or something like that. It all seems relative. It doesn't sort of, there's no price gouging there. Me too. I missed the real Thai food. Yeah, well, I don't miss it. I actually look forward to a farang meal once in a while now. Like, we've got Burger King around this. Yeah, I go and have a Burger King once a week. One of the burgers they do there is a sesame pork burger, which I really quite enjoy. It's not their Burger King, standard thing. It's got a nice sesame sauce that goes on it, and it's really quite yummy. It's their Japanese sesame burger or something. They're quite nice to eat. So that's probably once a week, depending on really it's one of the things, if I'm gaming or something and next thing I know it's bloody 8 o'clock at night and I'm hungry now, because the trouble you've got to with the street food here, you have to order dinner between 5 and 7:30, because that's when the street vendors are there. They start packing up about 7:30. So if you get to 7:30 and haven't ordered dinner, then you're stuck with grab, right, from Tukla D, because they make to whatever time of the night, or nicking around to Burger King to get a burger, because they're open till 10 o'clock at night. So that's how I deal with life, the big decisions. Trying to live here in Thailand. What's for dinner tonight? Some Thai food, I've seen some Thai food that it does look a bit suspect sometimes. Um, we had Uncle's birthday. Uncle came out here on Tuesday night. Was it? Yeah, Tuesday night. So they did barbecue. We did barbecue downstairs on the little barbecue shibui little plate thing we've got. God, the Thais can eat. And I was stuffed full as a goose Tuesday night. Didn't eat breakfast Wednesday. I was just way overfed. Then we went out we did the video at the restaurant. The one I did recently we talked about cosmetic surgery in Thailand. So then Chanya, for some reason, ordered half a chicken on top of what else we had there. Like, there was what I call them the squid donuts. It was yung donuts, a prawn donut. What's it? Was it? Anyway, so the 6 of those bloody things. That was 6 of those was enough to feed me. Then she ordered the other. Oh God, I can't eat that much, darling. And she has a bit of this and a bit of that and leaves it for me to. No wonder I can't lose weight. She orders an extra plate and expects me to eat it. Oh really? She said, "I like you fat. I like you fat." I said, "I don't want to be fat, but I don't want to waste food either." It's a problem here. She orders more food than we want to eat, and then she doesn't want to eat it, so she makes me. Or doesn't really make me eat it, but she insists that I eat it, and I've got this thing. Well, I don't want to waste the food, so I find myself stuffing my face full of food again. God, it's the things we have to deal with here in Thailand. Really,
This sounds horrible.
it's a terrible situation. Big
You have to eat too much food, boy.
But it does, Get up in the morning and look at the scales. Okay, so in the last, I actually have gained 1 kilo in the last maybe sort of month and a half. Don't know why. So I'm now sort of sitting about 85 to 85.5 kilos on the morning weigh, and I was peaking. I was down to 83 to 84. Only 2 months ago. But I don't know, she's just started buying more food to eat. Is it comfort eating? I don't know what it is. Comfort eating? I don't need to comfort eat, I'm comfortable. Alvi, how you doing? Just arrived late, but here I am. Good, you nice to join in. Just to see how cool a live stream. Love your channel, quite inspiring. I've noticed you making some comments on the channel on the videos there, Justin. Good to have you along. It's just one of those things. I don't really. It's a little bit of a format. Okay, we're talking about the visa amnesty D-Day, and we've already said it was a 5-minute subject, and obviously the spin-off. And I'm just following the conversation and just chatting about life. The spicy burns my tongue now. Crazy, like burning your tongue syndrome. One of the things I don't mind. In my younger years, I used to love chili. We have these things in Australia called kettle chips, and when kettle chips first came out, they were what they call they were just chili. And they were just awesome. And we used to eat chili chips all the time. No, that's crisps for you English people. I had my own chili plant in the backyard, and I used to take fresh chilies. So I'd make my sandwiches for the day, right? And I would get there and I'd chop up little chilies and then sprinkle it on my chicken sandwiches. And I used to love spicy. These days it gives me gas. and it's the fact that you eat it and it tastes great, and then it's that 10 seconds later when you're gasping for breath, because it's the Thai chili. I don't know whether it's Thai chili is just hotter than normal chili, or I just can't handle chili anymore. But yeah, it's just one of those. Yeah.
Probably both.
Stephen Monas, Chanya likes to feed the panda. Yes, I know. Tell me about it. And he's off for a smoke. Yeah. So I'm very surprised how many subs he has. I don't get it. It's a Peter Club. Subs on a channel. Which channel was he talking about? I don't have any subs. I can't be talking about my channel. A good woman always feeds her man. Yes, I know, Alvy. She just likes to have me fed. Well, don't forget, like we've often said that. Or I've often said that on my videos.
Oh,
They call this the Thailand a land of smiles. It's got nothing to do with smiles. It's a land of food, right? And because you're eating food, you smile all the time.
A bad woman feeds her man too, but usually to a wood chipper.
Yeah, that's it. I suppose that'd be one. I miss the smell of flat beer, cigarette smoke, and perfume. Where do you find that? I don't. Flat beer? Where's the flat beer? Oh, that's in a pub, I guess. Yeah. Don't forget the fumes from the tarmac. Nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning. Yes, Stephen, exactly. I think you'd say it better than type it. Thai chilies makes my scalp sweat. I get teary if it hits the back of your throat. I can find myself going into a bit of a teary eye, but I don't sweat from chili. I don't perspire much at all in this weather. I'm very attuned to the high humidity. But yeah, when it gets in the back of your throat, give me something to drink, please. Canine. I used to do a pork schnitzel with cayenne pepper when I was at home. It was one of my favourite, cook-ups. So you used to get pork fillet. Get them cut it thinly sliced. You crumb it, because I'd make enough for 4 people, and I'd put it in the fridge and eat it for 3 or 4 days, or make sandwiches there. But yeah,
Stephen.
so you do these pork schnitzels crumbed. With crumb batter and cayenne pepper, mate, to die for. And you could eat that. I could eat that straight out of the fridge for days, or I'd put on my sandwiches the next day. That's just me, of course. When you're eating as a single, you tend to do that. You make it for 4 and then put it in the fridge and eat it for 4 days. Is it cayenne pepper great for lowering the blood pressure and other ailments? Well, I don't know the medicinals, but I always just used to like it. It always made me feel good. I never had high blood pressure to start with. So food is amazing. I love when I'm in Thailand. Eat way too much, but indeed a happy ending. Happy eating. Sorry, happy eating. Happy ending. Happy eating. Same thing. Same difference.
They could be the same thing, yes.
It could be the same thing. I tried to make a salad in Burma and use their chilies. I then went through. Yeah, well, you got to remember to wash your hands properly with soap if you're touching chili. God.
Yeah, what's really bad is when you rub your eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, have we all got into so I start to think about the whole pandemic thing, I have found myself knowingly recognise the fact that I no longer touch handrails. I no longer touch the escalator, handrail. I don't touch things anymore. I'm conscious of not touching my face anymore. I still find myself adjusting my mask because of the big nose. The trouble with the mask is, and don't worry, I do wash this every day or so. The trouble with the mask is the fact that the big nose, it just slides down when you start talking. You find yourself always pulling it back up again. But yeah, I do find myself, I'm a little more conscious about surfaces and things like that. But again, I don't know why. It's just we don't have we don't have the virus here, so why am I sort of so conscious about it? But again, I'm not falling prey to any other illnesses either. Every time I go anywhere, you got the temperature sensing. I'm always, my temperature's 36.5 or 36. Varies between 36.3 and 36.5. So and now of course when you go to 7-Eleven, they've got these new gizmos on 7-Eleven. It's a little a sensor. You actually hold your hand up to it. So as you're walking, it's like Zig Heil as you're walking in the door. Zig Heil. Check your temperature. So you're always constantly, every day you're seeing what temperature. How often do you check your temperature every day to see if you've got any ailments? I actually bought myself a thermometer just, when the first thing started. I was doing that myself every day. I was check my temperature. After all, of course, everybody got the guns and everything else. You don't worry about checking your temperature daily. They're checking it for you. And now, of course, you get a visual representation every day. You go to 7-Eleven, you just check that hand up. There you go. What's your temperature? Stephen, the ends of my fingers are burning, and the Burmese villager put some green leaves and white shit on them. Oh, well, I think that's just because she did that. Right. That wouldn't be a Burmese happy ending, would it, Stephen? Cool Hand Luke used cayenne pepper. Okay.
Cayenne.
Cayenne. Is there two different peppers? Maybe I'm thinking it's a cayenne pepper.
Yeah. Cayenne pepper is just the normal.
It's just black. That's a spicy pepper.
It's more than black pepper, but it's not. It's just like the lowest level of red pepper.
That's the one. It's a red, so it's a red. It's a brownie red.
It's above
color.
chili.
Yeah.
Above chili pepper, the powdered chili, but it's good. Got a good spice.
Maybe it's just the way I said it. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing I used to put on my pork steaks, but yeah.
What's funny is you dump that out for the dogs that are chasing you, and that'll blow their nose out.
Is that how you get rid of the dog station, is it? Okay. I think puppy, yeah. We just bought an air fryer. Somebody mentioned the other day. When my Philippine friend came here, Australian, lives in Philippines. That's crazy. He's been telling me all the antics that they go on in the Philippines. To go to the next town, you need day passes and things like that to even go, 10 miles down the road. Absolutely crazy stuff going on in the Philippines right now. And their tuk-tuks, the tuk-tuks have created these, four-way plastic sheeting between the seats, and oh my God, seriously. But again, it's getting a bit ridiculous over there too. But he did mention these air fryers. I looked at the price, it's 3,000 to 4,000. Maybe when we get the house finished and I've got the kitchen, I'll get an air fryer. Because I do intend to start doing.
I don't understand air fryers. It's just an oven.
It is. It's just a mini oven, yeah. It's a different version of a mini oven, yeah, exactly.
They're trying to make it sound like it's some great new invention. It's a friggin' oven.
Yeah.
It's like you're just sorry.
He's just dying. He's dying there, and I'm going to take a drink. Yeah.
You're just making the food. I mean, it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, we had toaster ovens long ago. But I do intend to get another microwave oven, one with the element at the top for the, because like one of the things that it's okay doing leftover pizza in the microwave, heating it back up again, but it's all floppy and soggy. You gotta crisp it up. So you need the element at the top, just give it a little bit of a blast.
A good toaster oven is better for pizza than a microwave.
Yeah, but I'm gonna again, this is gonna be Thailand, and I don't have a massive kitchen like I did in Sydney. Well, I suppose the kitchen probably would effectively be about the same size but I'm going to have to share that with Mother, of course, and that's going to be the biggest challenge. Right. You seen how much stuff she's got in the kitchen already? I need a second kitchen just for her kitchen, But we'll work something out.
Give her an outdoor kitchen.
I'm pretty sure she'll make, because that's the thing. Thais will convert the outside to an outside kitchen simply because when you're doing those chili dishes, you need good ventilation, because that stuff can bloody blow your eyes out. When I used to cook in Australia, and I used to throw the
yes,
chili in.
Mr. Mitch. Definitely hot oil.
Alvy, in my years of working in a museum, I was used to being very aware of what I touched. Many artifacts carry bacteria. I didn't even do my little roundup. I don't know if I think it was on my page the other day. Where was it? Where's my page? Let's quickly just open that in a new window. Where was it? Where I had something here. Something. View as a visitor. Let me see all the bullshit. There we go. Yes. I didn't do my laugh about jokes. If you hate a Big Mac out of one of these, then you're as old as dirt. You remember the plastic, the polystyrene? I don't know. I remember these. It shows you how old I am.
Banded polystyrene food containers.
Yeah. Where was the one I was looking for? I'm pretty sure it was.
I liked the one about the dog being on drugs.
Yeah. Diet water. Diet water. Yeah, come on. There was one I did recently. There you go. Christian heart, Jewish heart, Muslim heart, atheist heart. Not making a point here, just showing off my collection.
Yeah, that was a good one.
There was something here.
Everybody needs a collection like that.
Maybe it was a bit too far down there. I don't know. No, I've lost my train of thought, of course.
Which one were you looking for?
Maybe I haven't posted it yet. Just seems too far down. Where's it? Just for fun. No, can't. I've lost my train of thought now. Such is life. The museum, that's artifacts. Oh, there was one. The meme was I thought it was in there. Maybe I didn't capture it. Something about they've just opened this cave that hasn't seen light of day for 5 million years or something like that, and all these new bacteria. 2020 is not the year to close that shit back up again. 2020 is not the year to go exploring caves or something like that. I'm sure it was on my list, but yeah. Oh, here it is. I just went right past it. Yeah, it opened. There it is. Excuse me, I'm dying here. Damn.
With a drink of your diet water. Dying on camera.
Something caught me on the back of the throat there. Excuse me. Now I've gone a bit hoarse. Scientists find 33 creatures living in a cave that has been sealed off for 5 million years. Yeah. Seal that cave back up and walk away. This is not the year, man. thought that was quite a classic, yeah. I think that's what you should do, though. Yeah, you don't want to release another virus, do you? Oh, that killed the back of my throat there. What is it? 10 past. Oh, now I got a tear in my eye from all that coughing. Oh. Ah. Yeah, check your temperature. Just go shopping. So many people love me. Enough to check my temperature. Yeah. Zigales, how is it? I've just lost my place again. Yeah. Just quickly scrolling down while you watch me die on camera. Bring back Jeff Kennett to lead the leader.
I like that, Andy. Yeah, that's a good idea. Cut a slot under your nose so you can breathe through it.
Mm-hmm. Nothing but it's hot oil and chips. Yeah, I missed a minute. Did you see those? Speaking of bacteria, did you see the recycled condom ring? It's all look. That was it. Really? Where'd they get the condoms from? You know, there's fucking people run around fucking dumpster diving for fucking used condoms. I really felt that one is just a bit of a fucking take of something, you know, because I honestly can't imagine where you would find used condoms, right? But yeah, I don't exactly, you know, the price of the damn things, you know, anyway, you know, for the manufacturer just doesn't seem to be even a commercially viable option to even consider recycling the condoms. But if it happened, then I don't think it wasn't on a major news site. It seemed like one of these, you know, satirical websites. The links sort of seem to suggest the fact that they got some questionable articles, you know, shit that people make up. Right, Albi. You are thinking of the cave with that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. Albi. I just found it, of course. I'm just catching up. Yeah,
300,000 used condoms.
Yeah, I know. I found it. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah.
It's on CBS, New York Times, and BBC.
Yeah, I was trying to backtrack the original source of the article. It just seems like meme-worthy.
She'd been paid by the pound to recycle prophylactics.
This is what Australian internet. Honestly, how good is the Australian internet? Honestly, yeah. So I was trying to find the source of the article where it was first. Reuters says that Reuters don't cite their operation articles. But yeah, it just 24 cents per kilogram or what. It really sounds unrealistic, you know. But supposedly somebody got busted for it. So there you go. Yeah, that's about the only thing I ever found condoms good for was, you know, water balloons. They make big water balloons, don't they?
Strong too.
Yep.
That's crazy.
You've hit rock bottom when you have to clean reused condoms, and yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe it's just basically they had deals with the brothels, depending on again.
Yeah, they said it was for the mainly the sex workers.
Hmm. Pat Thai, she's come back to join us. Hello, Pat Thai. How are you, darling? You were thinking of getting over here, Pat. Did you actually make any inroads into that process? I know you were sort of thinking of coming back because you've got every reason. You're a Thai national living in Australia. You could go for the repatriation. Did you get any further with that? That's a good question.
And she answered you. Aussie border security disallowed.
But why were you disallowed? What, because they're not let you out of the country, or what? Give us more details, Pat. Come on.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We want to know. We want to know this. We want to know the story. You're a Thai national. You were allowed to leave Australia. You're allowed to leave the prison, right?
Fly and be free.
Mm-hmm.
Or fry and be flea.
A mansion in Nakhon. No, it's a house. It's not a mansion. Mayor Groves has the mansion. But if you do come over, we'll go down to see Mayor Groves and you see the mansion and compare the mansion with the house. We had Chanya has some photos up on her account.
I think Mayor Groves' entertainment area is probably bigger than your house.
Yeah, probably. So this is photos from Wednesday. So this one here, with the scaffolding on the roof there, that's where we are currently. So that one's being rendered now. This is our one here. The one next to the pole is ours. So they've got walls up on the second floor. They've got the roof scaffold, the roof members going up. So it's coming along quite nicely. We'll take some more photos next week. That's the clong out the front of the house. Yeah, that's ours there. That one there. So that's the clong. That's the exercise kitchen. Hopefully next week. Give her a pro. Yeah, so it's coming along. But we've got to go and make the 9,000 baht payment next Wednesday. So we'll take some more photos. Just like tea bags, no, use them twice. Live More Life. That's a new account name I haven't seen before. Live More Life. G'day, how you doing? Is it difficult in applying for a retirement visa? Well, right now, I think any visa to come to Thailand is going to have a lot of hoops to jump. In normal circumstances, the visa process is fairly straightforward. There's a checklist. If you're in Australia, because that's all I applied in Australia. Before the pandemic, it was you have to show your financial viability in an Australian bank account. You have to show the bank statement that's been stamped by the bank, right? Of what they need to see 2 to 3 months of bank statement to sort of see the fact that there's money either going into your account or you have the required 800,000 baht or whatever combination of those sort of things would stand to justify the 65,000 baht a month or 800,000 baht, right? That's step one. It has to be certified for a bank by sort of bank stamp on it, and the signature. There's a police check. There's a medical check. The medical check, there's 5 things they're checking for the medical. Fairly straightforward. You just got to go to a local clinic and get the check done. And they need to see your booked plane ticket, which is a bit crazy. You haven't got the visa yet they want to see your plane ticket for when you wanted to go. That was something that was introduced recently. When I did mine 4 years ago, they didn't need to see the plane ticket because I know I went and verified that. I got the visa first, and then the day I got the visa, that's the day I actually booked my plane ticket. So that wasn't a requirement 4 years ago, but I think that requirement was brought in 2 years ago or something, which is a bit strange, but such as life, things change. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward, you know. They'll just stamp your book and then off you go. Well, they put the thing. Of course, I've had the visa updated, so I don't have the pretty stamp anymore. I've got this pseudo stamp, you know. I don't know if I can. It's okay. There's nothing there, but I can actually go big screen and show you. You know, so that's now the visa when they actually transferred the visa across there. So it's, you know, it was originally an OA, so they transferred an OA. They didn't make an O, even though the O is technically an O extension. The visa is an OA, and that's obviously why you have to do the medical insurance and stuff like that. Not that's a big deal. Yeah, so, well, I said, when we can actually go inside in the thing, we'll do a video of the build process. Currently it's, well, although we've walked into the downstairs and upstairs, there's a lot of junk on the road, junk around the place, and it's not really a safety, but it's a bit of a safety hazard, I was to say. I don't want to be sort of walking, although they'll freely let you walk in there, it's a safety hazard. I'm a bit concerned about walking in there and getting a nail through my foot, you know, then having to rock up to the hospital and get a tetanus injection. So I'd be a bit careful about sort of wandering through those places. But yeah, when it's a bit freer to walk in, then we'll sort of do some video of it. Just worried to have a pole at the front. Yeah, well, I don't know. They're going to hang my internet cables. Come on, Stephen. You know, they're going to put my internet cable somewhere. Pat Thai reckons she's blacklisted. Really? Why would you be blacklisted, Pat? Border control. Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me, sir, Mr. Mitch. They seem to have money for the things that really don't need money for. So it's the house again. We'll do some more photos next week. We'll have them next week's live stream. We were sneaking in there this time just to have a look to see how it was going. It was on our way back from the restaurant, so she just likes to sneak in and have a peek, you know. We went to the restaurant, then we went to make merit. She wanted to, you know, obviously for good luck with the whole house thing, and then we went there to check the house out. Don't worry, it's a Thai thing. You're gonna have to get used to that shit. Thai consulate. No. On Thai consulate Facebook, there is a Thai flight per month from Oz to Bangkok. No other international flights, and maybe into Emirates. Really? Okay. But I can't see why they don't let you on it. You've got a valid reason. You're a Thai. You can go back home. And what is it? Dowlo's here. G'day, Dowlo. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you along. Dowlo.
How low can you go?
Dowlo. Panda Express. Okay, I was getting the new submarines. Lots of money for the weapons of war. Nothing about actually keeping people safe. Okay, can you educate the unwashed? What is a Discord? Okay, let's see if we can give you a bit of a rundown. This is the application this is my computer application. There is an application for your phone as well. Now I'll give you a bit of a rundown. Let me get my face out of the screen. What you have with Discord, Oggy sent me a private message up here. Is it safe to look at my private messages there, Oggy, or you're telling me something?
Yes.
That's all right. Private message. There you go. So it's like this is the Facebook. Discord has a level of Facebookness in Messenger. There is private messages between one or a party people, which is the top button here. Right, that's your home button where you can see your private messages. These are my private messages for different people. Right. James Morris and Sonia, former Immigration Bureau big joke to bring a case again. Yeah, okay, so that's the article we're talking about. Right, so you get private messages, right? So it's one-to-one. The key element about Discord is it doesn't have ad crawlers, right? What goes on Discord stays in Discord. It's not sold on to any third parties. It is a private organisation that they're quite adamant the fact that what happens in Discord stays in Discord and they'll never sell your data. That
It's the
could change.
Vegas of the internet.
Yeah. So you get the idea. It's private, right? But when it comes to privacy, it's more about the privacy of a group of people. Right, now this one here is my Discord that's linked to my Patreon. If you're on a Patreon, you'll get access to that particular channel. That's a private channel for my Patreons. That's part of my Discord. It's a private Discord channel for my Patreons. So they've got a direct line that they can chat to me outside any other public forum. Yep, so there's a privacy element, right? People, and that's all these things down here on the left-hand side. These are all the channels that I belong to, right? This one here is my channel. This one here is Art of Invasion, which is that was our Guild Wars guild. Dark Horizon, you know Cody and the rest of the crew from America. That's my Dark Horizon crew. When we're gaming, we hang out there. The Murky Finger Tribe, that's an Australian crew, or a group of friends in Australia. Insomnia Gaming, you know Sonny. Sonny has his own channel. I helped him set that one up. Right, that's for when he's gaming. We go and hang out there. Chaos Federation, this is our channel that when we're doing game chat for Dual Universe, that's our Chaos Federation channel. Dual Universe, this is the actual game manufacturers channel. Imperium, that's the game manufacturers channel. Dark Side of Dice is another thing from my friends. You get the idea. They're all private channels. This is the Fat Rat, my intro tune. He always has, he puts his latest music up here. What's his latest tune here?
All right.
Don't know what that is. That's sort of Arcadia. So he samples. This is his music. So he makes this music for YouTube, and it's all free to use in your videos as long as you give him a citation, which is in the description box down below. So I'm allowed to use his music. It's free music, and I find the couple of tracks I do use, I think they're good.
Yeah, that's your sister.
So that's what it is. If you came onto the Discord channel, this is what you get presented with. Well, if you come on before you actually go, this is your welcome screen, tells you a bit about the rules. Be friendly and respectful, no advertising, it's an earned perk. Be excellent to each other, don't be a dick. Try to post in the text channels that match your post. Don't share private info on members, spamming or send it to the sin bin. Right, the voice channels, the chat lobby and on-air streaming. Like here we are in the chat lobby, but Doggy knows not to put the music. There's a music bot that goes in this channel but doesn't go on that channel. That's why we have it that way, because the fact that music will get you a copyright strike, a copyright claim on anything you do. But yeah, Oggy knows not to do it, so it's all cool. Subscribe and follow. Please feel free to. It's just a bit of all the links to my channel: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, blah 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 blah. Right, so that's all my channels. Okay, what's next? Once you've read the page, please type $agree to have the server unlocked for you. Right, so once you do that, that's sort of agreeing to the terms and conditions, and of course some of the other channels will open up to you. Right, at the welcome screen, that's all you get. Then of course you'll get the general chat, introduce yourself, and probably I think it's one of these other two. You'll only get a few small channels, right? So that I then do a secondary verification. You've got to actually sort of say who you are, right? There's Yaklama, introduce yourself. So this is a little bit of information. There's the latest one there, High Tech Panda. Hey, Wazza, met you the other day, Joe's, blah blah blah. So so as soon as that happens, then of course I then go and increase your role, right? Once you get the Discordian role, then you get access to all the channels. So everything's a bit of an introduction. Anybody can come on the live stream video, voice channel. They don't need to do anything. That was the whole idea. I had to do these levels, right? But once we verify who you are, then of course your security goes up. My channel's about just community. So, what have we got? General chat, just for fun. This is all the memes I put on my Facebook page I put here first. This is my queue of memes, my meme queue. There's the music player. There's, moves and, when you see any good movies, check out currently I'm watching The Boys. I don't know, have you seen The Boys? The Boys, it's radical.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's a crazy TV program. Latest videos, I always put a link to my videos there in there as well. So you don't need to go to the webpage, you can find my videos from here, right? Only Thailand, I was putting some funny funny shit you find only in Thailand. We got gay police as well, have we? I don't know. It's only straight police can go down there. Gays not. Yeah, there you go. Only Thailand. It's just the funny shit you find in Thailand. Okay. What's cooking? Well, we're going to do a cooking thing. Talk about Thai food in general, but there's simply no general interest in that. That channel might go. And general news, bits and pieces around the thing. So it's just Thailand travel. Useful links. When we can't find a link to go anywhere else, there's just useful links. We were going to start discussion on Bitcoin, but unfortunately, Richard, he's stuck in the States. He was going to be running that. Richard Taylor, he was going to be telling us about his Bitcoin mining and pros and cons on Bitcoining, but he's stuck in the States. He hasn't moved to Thailand yet. That was his plans last year, was to move to Thailand, and he was going to be the custodian of that channel, and people could ask questions about that. And of course there's the gaming side, so that brings the gaming into, so when I do stream, that I have a bot that will post the games that I'm streaming. That's the Dual Universe. And others, so there was some blah blah blah, you get the idea. These are the voice channels. When you don't want to talk, then you go to the AFK channel, right? And then when we're playing specific games, Guild Wars, these are the games that I tend to play most. Guild Wars, then we might go and hang out in here. We tend to hang out, if there's more people in the chat lobby and we want to just do gaming specific chat, then we'll go and move to these more admin level or specific games, right? We're just the same, we're trying to do some logistics in the game, not have a general chat, so we'll go and use these chat channels, right? In here, this one here is obviously Guild Wars, bits and pieces. YouTube channels, Guild Wars paraphernalia videos to watch on Guild Wars. Dual Universe, I've got their bot telling, putting messages about their message restarts and anything else we can think of. Imperion, again, same thing. Star Citizen, just the bits and pieces of. It's actually 312's out now. That's a bit not old. 311's out. Was 311? Can't remember. I took a flight in Star Citizen the other day. I worked out the flight path out of Area 18 finally, without crashing the ship. Red Dead Redemption. You get the idea. So it's just where I hang. This is my people hanging out here, right? Outside all the spying and all these big mega corporations do. It's like our home away from home. I do encourage everybody that watches the channel to be part of the Discord, right? And and we don't even have to stream on YouTube. We can have just streaming here. Like as I said, I'm currently streaming what I'm streaming into here, as you can see. If I go to the chat lobby, so you can see, of course, you'll get the picture-in-picture going on in Infinity, but you don't actually see me, right? I can share my screen into Discord, and most of the time when we're gaming, that's what I do. We're sharing each other's experience. Like Oggy, quickly just show them now. You go share your stream into the Discord. Click, click, click. Rao, rao. Where you gone to, Oggy? There he is. So there's Oggy now streaming his game So I can, well, let me go back to there. What are you? Where, Augie? Where'd you go? What? You disappeared, Augie? Come on. I think he crashed it. He's disappeared altogether. We lost Augie. Come on. Anyway, so yeah, so what we can do, so because I got multiple screens, I can have this off to one side. I can see what up there. There we are. There's Augie back again, and he's about to press the go live button. Come on, Augie, hurry up.
Sorry?
You hit the live button. I want to see your screen. See the game screen. I know you're in the game. Just show. We're just trying to give them an idea. So there's Augie's. So then I can add Augie's live, and this is Augie in the game. I don't know, what are you sharing there, Augie? You just crashed out of the game, did you?
Yeah. Oh, I was passing the planet.
Oh, I see. You actually made your destination. So I can see
Alt F4, which dumped Discord instead of dual universe.
Yeah. So we can actually technically we can have 50 people in the chat lobby, and everyone having a little mini picture of their level of the game. So currently we've got 2. I can turn off the actual faces, so like you can actually have 50 people's streams running into Discord, so you can see everybody. Usually we've got sort of maybe 4 or 5 people streaming their their view of the game, so you can see what other people in your team are doing, right, and see where they are and get the. It's great for gaming, but it's also great for just dealing with life in general. So there's Augie and his ship, and don't forget the refuel. It's very dark. Turn your light on. Turn your lights on. L key. There you go. There he is into his ship. We can make that the feature video. Of course, I've got the audio turned off. I don't know if you're streaming your audio or not. Probably not. You're just sharing your screen, aren't you? Yeah, not the audio.
Just the screen.
Yeah, you can share your screen or you can share the game. If you actually shared the game, then the audio of the game comes through as well. But that gets confusing when you make people. So people tend to either share the screen or turn their audio channels off when they're streaming the game. But yeah, that's a ship that Augie built coming in his 8 SU out constructs. The dockhouse, your different constructs, set destination, where you go. Yeah, so that's how it works. It's Discord was became very popular in the gaming community, but as you can see, like you can flick down here, and Tokyo Drews runs his Discord channel as well. He doesn't game; he just Discords. A lot more people are now using it as a general community building tool because it's got so many features. That's what we use it for. So anyway, that's your education. I have got a how to use it video up on my list somewhere, but it's from a few months back. I got to do another one. That one there was a little bit too technical. I got to do an easier how to. I made one specifically for Sonny, but that was focused on his Discord channel with a few little technical details, which I can't easily. I can't, within all consciousness, share that into my channel because it was made for him. I do need to do a general one, so that's something I've just got to get my finger out of my bum and make the video. You know, stop playing games for. Just got to stop playing games for a few hours and make a video.
Unacceptable.
Again, so like
rescue me.
I made it's just video captures. I mentioned a few months back that I was going to do where is it? Capture. I was going to do this at one stage. Take you through. There we go. How to do the online check-in, right? So I've got all the footage there for doing it. I just haven't made the video. I'm just too slack, you know. I've been playing games. So I got all the footage. I captured the screen when I was doing the 90-day check, right? So I got to stitch that all together, block out all the personal details, and make something of that. I just haven't done it yet. That's all. It's one of those sort of things. All the capturing's done. I just got to make a video of how to do the 90-day check-in, what things to click on, and do the voiceover. And it takes a few hours work, you know. So you got there it is. So you got the 90-day check. Well, I'm not going to go too far because it's got personal detail. You click the first button, right? You do the application. Then when you come back, right, you then, you know, they'll send you an email when it's done, or you can go back and check the status yourself. The email, if the email doesn't come through in 2 to 3 days, then I would go and check the status. But yeah, so you got 2 buttons, and it's a fairly straightforward process, right? Once it's done, you just print the shit out, you know, and put it in your. It's all good. I don't know what's going to happen because of the fact that I've done a passport change. That you need to put your passport number in as part of the sign-in process to continue the thing. And now that I've got a passport number change, I may actually have to go into immigration in November to do the 90-day check, just so they can update the immigration records, because none of this shit's fucking linked, right? So although I've had all the passport numbers changed, right, there is the very vague chance, the fact that the 90-day check computer system does not talk to the visa system, and never the twain shall meet, which means I've now got to manually go in November to do that. Not that I'm really worried about it. I haven't had to do the 90-day shuffle for quite some time. When it first came out, it was very buggy. It's been fairly reliable ever since. But I will make that video. It'll be on my Bangkok Insider videos. It's not a mainstream one because, you know, it's more for you guys who are the loyal followers who actually sit down and watch the Bangkok Insider stuff. And like I've got, again, Bangkok Insider, I want to talk about that. What have I got? Unencoded videos. I've got the top box there. There's those two videos I haven't done yet. And of course, this was the boys' night out video stuff I haven't put together yet. That was from, you know, hanging out at Susie's place. Yeah, so I'm slack, you know. My YouTube is for fun, and I always want it to be for fun. We're always good to have a laugh. Donations always gratefully accepted, as we say. Always put the plug in there. All donations gratefully accepted, but never required. You know, you want to support the channel, you got Patreon. We've got my website. There's a subscription button on the website. There's also PayPal links down below as well if you want to bypass the 30% per diem that you pay YouTube, or the 10% per diem you pay Patreon. You can always pay me direct through PayPal, and PayPal only take 1.5%, which is their transaction fees. So all good. It's up to you. Doesn't really worry me. It's the donations to donations. It's all good. Never required, but always gratefully accepted. Anyway, coming up quarter to the hour, I need to get ready to wrap this thing up. What have I been missing while I've been showing how Discord is a... Joe Elliott, g'day, how you doing? David SK, he's just finally joined the stream. G'day, how you doing? David, we'll get banned for that. Yeah. Everything you want to know about Discord, but you're afraid to ask. That's it. I said a few of you have joined, but it's an active participation. Unlike Facebook, that's forever in your face. You actually have to, either on your phone, you have to go to the phone, you have to click on it, and you have to launch the application to be part of the community, right? Or you have to be on your computer, and it has to go in your little system tray down here. There's the Discord button there, and without fail, couple mark up Darlow. That's from the Emroy bun, which I'm going to have as soon as I finish here, because I need a pick me up. That stuff I'm pretty sure is going to kill me. But yes, so you've got to have the application running, and effectively it's an opt-in sort of system, right? You have to run the application. You have to then sort of fine-tune the notification settings, the fact that what you want to be notified to be taught. Like there's a few, but I will go and make the video on how that stuff works. I don't want to do it here on the live stream. It is specifically how to make Discord work. Andy Stubbs, couple marked up for lunch. So there's an emerald bun, and looks like we got pizza for lunch.
Is that grab pizza? Or?
I don't know. So grab pizza.
You're going to go out and get it yourself.
That's when I do order pizza. I get a grab pizza. It's not, look, honestly, the pizza shop is end of Soyce 106 and down 100 yards. I could easily walk. Well, I can't easily walk. It's 1.5 kilometres away. But yeah, it's 1.5 kilometres walk. I could walk there. Not that I would think of walking out 1.5 kilometres. I'd motorcycle into the street and then sort of walk across the walk bridge, that sort of thing. But I could easily go and get it from the shop. But yeah, look, stuff. Got to keep the ties employed.
Your new top box on your bike. Will the pizza fit in there?
Oh, it'll fit in there. Yeah, right. But that's it. I'd rather the guys at Grab make 23. Oh, actually, I think the Grab price from that thing is only 16 baht for that pizza shop. When they deliver, so 16 baht, the equivalent of about 16 baht. God, send me a pizza, thanks. Pepperoni, thin crust. Pepperoni, thin crust. Quick. Now.
Shoot, Domino's is $5 delivery fee here.
Dallow's trying to have a competition to see who wants to donate the most. Oh my God. But yes, the good thing about Warren can link up directly with the big joke. What is Twitch, and why would a vlogger move away from YouTube? Well, one reason, maybe you've been banned so many times on YouTube, the fact that they finally wise to your antics, so they will no longer let you use YouTube. Not talking about anybody in particular. But Warren Thurett, a couple of markups. Cheers. See, as soon as I start mentioning that stuff, that all comes through. But yes, you would use Twitch. Twitch has YouTube has their AdSense, which is you all know how the AdSense works. You get the little ads at the bottom of the videos, and you get the side splash on the YouTube channel, and so on, different ads. When you're on their application or on their website, the ads are being thrown at you all the time, unless of course you pay the YouTube Red, which means that's to remove all the ads, right? Twitch works similar. It's run by Amazon as opposed to Google, but they do the ads differently. Basically, once you get to a certain amount of followers, and you've got to be actively twitching, right, to get that followers to count up. If the first break even is 50 followers, I think I'm at 42 followers on Twitch. But it's a gaming specific. Now, this is the biggest discussion on Twitch right now of what we call the girls doing chat videos. So they get on to Twitch and they are scantily dressed because there's not so much oversight on Twitch as there is on YouTube. So they come in and they just talk shit, for hours. And they're getting hundreds and hundreds of live stream viewers because the boys just want to see a bit of tit. Well, they don't actually see all the tit, but the girls are scantily clad. That leaves very, very little to the imagination of how cute these girls are, if you get what I mean, right? And they are polluting the gaming platform called Twitch with stuff that is completely un-game related. And Twitch,
some people would say they're elevating it.
Yeah, Twitch is a gaming platform. So when I game, right, and again I've done that for my viewers because back when I put some gaming onto my YouTube, people complained, and I don't want to have people complaining. I respect my viewers' points of view, and so I don't game on my YouTube channel. YouTube is the conversation, this stuff, and our daily life, and the different other aspects of what's going on. What are you doing now? Augie, what's that? Huh?
Come. Oh, I was checking out Twitch to see if there's anything worth watching.
Is there anything worth watching on Twitch? Okay. So I'm just getting the feedback loop, that's all. Yes, so Twitch is for gamers, right? And so now I've got my Twitch account. I've sort of said it before. That's my Twitch account.
You should be twitching Dual Universe.
Well,
you're in it enough.
Yeah, well, the game. The thing is, it's not. The thing at my level with I've only got 44 followers on Twitch, right? You need the next level. Well, there's a couple of levels. I think if I paid their Prime subscription, it would keep my videos for 90 days. By not paying the subscription, the videos on Twitch only stay for 14 days, unless, of course, people do little highlight pieces or highlight subsections. So that a video on Twitch has a lifespan. So what I do is I do dual stream on Twitch, stream to Twitch and to my Facebook gaming page. And Facebook gaming, as I've said before, if we Facebook, facebook.com, there we go. And if I go to my gaming page, which is hurry up, which is this one. There we go. View as a visitor, that's what you would see. So that's my gaming page, which brand's a little bit sort of similar to the Twitch page, blah blah blah, and the videos I've streamed on Twitch also get streamed on here. There is the option, the fact that with Facebook gaming, right, I'm at a follower level where you can give what they call send stars. Stars is a monetary process that I'm entitled to on Facebook, but people don't, this stars, you got to go and buy the currency from Facebook to start with. It's not a direct payment. You've actually got to pay. You got to pay Facebook this, to buy stars, and then you can then give stars in the chat, which then comes to you direct. Well, it doesn't come to you directly. They take 30%, but you get the idea. Well, I think that the 30% is actually at the buy level, not the give it to the gamer. I think the stars pay you directly. I think it's 1 cent US per star. So 100 stars is $1. Right, you get the whole $1 of any stars that are sent. So that's Facebook gaming. So when I do the gaming, I do it into Twitch and Facebook gaming. So that's it's just what you do. It doesn't upset you guys. If you wanted to see the gaming stuff, I do it so randomly that I just forget I've actually got to log out of my Streamlabs, log back into Twitch, right, set up, get the lights going, and then usually I'm just jumping in a game. And I said when we're gaming, we're just streaming locally into our Discord. So there's Augie still flying into that planet. You're not in the safe zone yet? Yeah, you're in the safe zone now.
Yeah, I'm in safe zone.
So yeah, we tend to stream to each other because that's the audience. We're playing a game, we're playing with each other, and we're just seeing your point of view. Those sort of games need it. If you're doing a first-person shooter sort of game, that'll be a different matter. First-person shooters, right, they get the views. These sort of things here don't really get views because they're long and they're mechanical, doing something games, and the only thing entertaining is the banter between the players, for want of a better word. It's what we're talking about at the time, like Augie there blowing up his ship, or
I would never.
No.
I crash it. I don't blow it up.
Yeah, crashing his ship. That's entertaining, right? But it happens. You got to catch it on camera.
Other people.
There are methodologies as well where we've had a few absolute brilliant flameouts. If you're running the if you're running the NVIDIA what they call pre-capture, which means you press a key and it will then replay the last 5 minutes of what was on your screen, right? Then, because trying to catch something live is always a problem, but we've actually had a few good burnouts and flameouts and crashes where, okay, well, we all want to see that, so that then they would hit the key, they'd replay the last 5 minutes of their video capture, and we all get to see the flame out, and then that's worthwhile putting on the stream, because that's you're doing it for the lols, that's it. That's the way the game works. It's all about the lols. But yeah, okay, is that enough of education on how the whole thing works? I don't know, have I explained it well enough? I don't know. Can you game Donkey Kong? You can. What do they call it? Gaming emulator. There's a lot of retro games that have been released on emulator here on Game, and Donkey Kong happens to be one of them. Yes, you can play like the Atari game systems. Just got to search. Just basically look for game emulators. I can't write. I've seen a few sites out there. I do often refer to where's the thing that I was doing with? Where is it? Let's copy that and let's go to YouTube. Right. It's like this one here is not this is an emulator. This was the first ever, I'm going to get out of the screen. This is the first ever computer game I played, and I actually played this in 1972. That's how old I've been gaming for, right? It's what they call Star Trek, right? It was written for it's on a mainframe computer. This has been emulated on a PC now, but you'd actually run around. Now I didn't play this on a screen. I played this on a line printer of all things. So that you can imagine this line printer spitting out all this stuff, and you're typing in the commands. Absolutely bizarre. So I've been gaming since 1971. I know it's a bit sad, but such is my life. I live in Thailand. I'm retired. I've got a sad life. Sorry. Such is life. But yes, this was bite me. Yeah. So they tell you, Klingon attack, 30 units, hit point from a Klingon, blah, blah, blah. They're shooting at you, you're shooting, and then you have to type in the commands and so on and so forth. One of the first computer games out there. People relate to, the old Pong, or, the baton things and the ball going across the screen as being the first video game. No, sorry, this superseded that video game by a long shot. At least 6 years that I know of, 5 or 6 years. I think we had that game.
Well, I don't think this qualifies as a video game. It qualifies as a computer game.
Yeah, it was a computer game. That was probably one of the first video games. This is a computer game, yes. So computer games superseded video games by a long shot. There were other games around that period. Like I ran a bulletin board system back in 86. It was on a CPM3 Plus machine. So basically, even then, we had lots and lots of games written by great programmers, and the stuff that was coming out on mainframes and all that sort of stuff was quite incredible. But it was all written in BASIC, written in Fortran, written in COBOL, whatever, like that's the sort of programming languages. There was nothing graphic. It was all text based.
Good old Fortran, yes.
Legends of Zelda. You're in a room and there's a text screen. You're in a room. You've got an exit. You've got this thing. What do you do? Turn left. Walk forward. You get the idea. All those games were out there long before Pong. But yeah, this is where you'll find them. Look for retro emulators, and there's a few sites that are free to play. So yeah, hopefully that was informative for you guys. It's always some sort of tidbit of information that'll always come up. I have so much store of information. It's totally disjointed, unorganised. I don't want to go there. What my mind works like. And I have enough useless information to sink a ship, but nothing to actually sort of get myself a doctorate on. What is it? This is no conference. Um, and there's a rumour you might be able to do 6 kilometres. Rumour from Sim. I played Dungeons and Dragons command line on an 84 Hewlett Packard. Yes, I think I had similar sort of stuff that I was looking for. Of course, I was actually I was a game master back in those days. I wrote I actually wrote my GM software, so it would actually do computer rolled dice and had all my charts that I could then quickly reference, because trying to find that shit in the books was, don't want to my life.
I did mine on a Commodore 64 with a tape drive.
Mm-hmm.
D&D Game Master software.
Yeah, we had a New Year's Eve party at my place. I think, when was it? 82 or 83, and it was a general invite went out through our circles in Hornsby, and basically it was very much akin to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You would be let in if you bought a bottle of you had to bring a bottle of alcohol or a case of beer, right? But that was the entry, and it ran for 3 days. We actually had a freaking New Year's Eve party that ran for 3 days at my house. God, the mess was freaking atrocious. But the long and short, I actually had a computer program I wrote for the actual party, and we had competitions of a point system. Like you got a point for drinking a beer, you got 5 points for drinking spirit. And how if you threw up, right? If you threw up, right, it was 100 points, right? If you threw up, you lost 100 points. But if you actually threw up and then had another drink, then you could get 50 points back. Batty won that competition after 3 days. That guy, I can't imagine what his hangover was like. I think he got 685 points for the whole 3-day exercise. But yeah, that's the sort of shit we did back in those days. We were quite radical. Making computers do things you want them to do. Anyway, we're just gone past the 2-hour mark. I think we're just chatting amongst ourselves. A bit of useless information. Can I speak Klingon? Kapla! That's about it. The only word I knew is kapla. Kapla. What's that one word? I think that was hello or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember. I never learnt the Klingon language.
I should be coming in to see my ship here in a minute.
Well, okay. So quickly, where are you? The final landing scene. The final landing scene of Augie and the planet. So there he is coming in to land. We're 950 meters away. Let me just go full screen so we can see that. Hold on.
Where's my ship? It's supposed to be hiding down here. Hiding in the trees.
You get there and there's only a core. No, it's the PVE zone, so they wouldn't have stolen it. God, you're 160 metres away and you still haven't found it. Why'd you park your ship there for? Why'd you find a flat area? Oh, there it is. Look down. There it is. The fun and games now happen when he tries to get his other ship back home again. He's got to put one ship on top of the other ship to fly it back home. Another 460 SU? Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah, the trees glitched through that bug.
Kind of stuck on a tree.
We're going to just flatten the land underneath it. It helps. Or just lift it off. Yeah, there you go. You want to put your other ship on that one. That one's got the bigger core.
Yes. I'm just trying to get it freed up a little bit.
Free it up a bit. Yeah. Anyway, so I need to jump in. I need to go and have some breakfast first, and then jump in the game. I've got a few things to do in the game. But yeah, so Discord's where it's at. This is what we do. This is how we handle this is how we handle life. Life in the states of being locked up in our houses with a 5-kilometre radius travel distance. Such is life. Anyway, always trying to be entertaining, guys. Thanks for the contributions. I'm having pizza tonight. I'm definitely having pizza tonight. But other than that, I want to get going and do some gaming and do my normal shit. Richie, love 'em. Okay, see you later. Peace out, guys.
Have fun, guys. Good to see y'all again.
Where's my sign-off screen? Closing screen. There we go to the closing screen. And talk to you next week. Stay tuned. Oh, and my Patreon. All good, great guys. Please support, comment, subscribe, like. Binge watch, guys.